Okay, so for this case, we want to um, access the Mikrotik. In Mikrotik license, it's called the first time access. You basically access your Mikrotik, and I think it's good to learn how to basically log into your Mikrotik, set user passwords, and also understand basics of how to ensure that you're able to learn two, three things. So basically, the first thing is how to access your Mikrotik. Like you can see on my screen, I'm able to see my Mikrotik. This one is already, I'd already named it. I have a user called John, but I can log in using my Winbox. I'm using the version 4.1. There are many other versions, but in most cases, I prefer this latest version, the Winbox. It's an application you download on your laptop, desktop, even your phone. But for the sake of being in a position to access your Mikrotik in all areas, you just use a laptop. It's good because you just use your Ethernet and you patch it on maybe port 1, port 2, or whichever port. Mine has 5 ports. So in this case, you can access it using the user of the MAC address, the IP address. You can see it has 00. And these are the identity. I've not named it, but I will do that later in our first time access lesson. So let me use the MAC address. So I click the MAC address. So I already had input the password. Let me just log out first. I had already input the password. Most of the times, this um, will this when you buy a Mikrotik, most of them will come with a login name called admin, but the password would be blank. Mine I had already given it a password of 1234, so I can log in. Okay, not that. I think okay, here's the username here. The admin name I had changed it to John. That's why it was. Let me see. Seems okay. Finally got it. It's usually very tricky to put that. So today I want us to learn about users. For you to access users, so users is where we put the password and also the identity. The identity is the name, this name that is given here. So we just come to system, then you go directly to users, and you can see I have different users. So in most cases, this one is usually the default. Okay, yeah, it was admin but capital A. I think I was putting capital small a. That's why it was not coming through. So I have 3 users, and you can create as many, and you can give them rights or groups. So full means if for example I'm creating a new group here, you can come and see what does a full person, the person who is able to have all the access is able to use this, and you can even add more. This person is able to have all these policies. I can apply and say okay, and you can still also add another group here. You can add a new group. Maybe you can call it default group, and the default group can probably have all this. If you are to give a staff, you can give them some rights. These ones, all of them, you're going to have them learn about all these rights, what it's all about, and you can apply and invalid. So I think that group seems, let me see whether it will be default group will be accepted. Let me see. Invalid group, let me call it trainer, so that it's going to work. Yes, it worked. So I think they don't want to have a group name called. So now you can see I have a new group. So I can come to the users like users here. I had 3 users. I can have a user, and I can call this user trainer user. So let me just call that person trainer, and then you give them the groups. So for this one, I'll give it the trainer, it had that, and I create a password. So use a password that you never forget, and always have several accounts with a user that with a password that you never forget at any point, so that you never fail to access your Mikrotik. So let me see. This can't they have the same user and the same group? So apply. Seems that my users that one worked. John 23. So it means I have this one as a user, and I can use that to log in. So I can still log out again. Here I still use the MAC address, and then you can still use MAC address to access or your IP, but I'm preferring. Then I put the password that the new user have created. Then I log in. So it means you can have more than one user, more than one group and such. So it's always good to notice that it's always good to have a good number of users. I've seen that most of my Mikrotiks, because I have more than one, I end up forgetting um, the users, and I'm not able to access my Mikrotik. So what I've just done, I've basically decided to have one user that cuts across all Mikrotik, such that even if I forgot everything else, I'll never forget that user for my Mikrotik. So again, you go to systems and you come to users. I said we'll go to identity. Identity is this name that come here. So I can call it trainer Mikrotik. That so it you automatically changes my identity here, and you can call it maybe according to your site. Maybe let me come here to again systems identity. Maybe if you are in Nakuru free area site, maybe if that is the identity you want to give it, then it always appear down here. So and of course most of this some of these tabs can be on the bottom or up here, so it depends on where it is. So those are the two things: how to create different users and how to create an identity for now. And it's always good to know, like I've said, have a good number of users, and always remember the group, because if you came in as a like this one is a read, there are many things I can't do in this. There are some maybe passwords I can't change, there are some users I can't delete and such. So it's always good to notice that. So that one is basically a quick access to Mikrotik using something called Winbox. I think that is a basic introduction.